mass movements launched by Gandhi. We have read about the non-cooperation movement, and we have also completed the topic of the civil disobedience movement. Both the movements we refer to as the mass movements, but the Quit India movement, about which we will discuss today, was genuinely a mass movement of Gandhiji. Hello students, yes, we are discussing about the third topic, about the third mass movement of Gandhi, and I am telling you that genuinely it was a mass movement. Why? Because almost all the sections of the Indian society were involved in it. Even the students who were very much aware about their schooling, about their college, they left their colleges and joined Gandhi. Let me tell you something about the background in which the Quit India movement began, because that will be very important for you. One more thing, in the old editions, this topic is not given, but it was added a year before, sorry. It was added to your syllabus. So in the new books, you will be getting it after the pages 68, 69, you will be getting all these topics of Quit India. So let me go through the background of the Quit India movement. The background was that when the Second World War broke out in 1939, and when it broke out, again there was old promise that Britishers wanted to make with the Indians, that if Indians support them in the Second World War, then again after the war they will think they will give them Purna Swaraj, or they will give them constitution, or the old promises were there. So by this time Congress was very clear in its attitude, and the Congress members, along with the leadership of Mahatma Gandhi, they refused to support the Britishers in the Second World War, and instead they wanted that first of all give us Purna Swaraj, then we will think whether we are going to support you in the Second World War or not. So Second World War broke out without the support of the Indians. But what happened? That during the Second World War, Japan, being an Asian country but was with the Axis powers, Hitler, Mussolini, and the third one, Italy, Germany and Japan, these were the three powers that were on the Axis side, and Japan was MacArthur. Japan was with Germany and Italy, that is Hitler and Mussolini. So Japan during the Second World War won amazing victories. It captured Burma and even endangered the peace of India. You also know in the previous topics we have read that how Japan had attacked the Pearl Harbor, the Hawaii Islands, the Pearl Harbor, which is the naval base of America, and it was enjoying the World War. Not any other country but Japan. When Japan captured Burma, even endangered the peace of India, not because they were against Indians, but because India was at that time, it was a British colony, and Japan was the side of the Axis powers, they were against Britain. So even threatened the peace of India. This incident made the Indian leaders think that if we do not support Britishers in the Second World War, we all know that in the Second World War, Britishers, they faced lots of destruction by the armies of Hitler, by the Nazi party, and they were in turmoil. So Indian leaders, they believed that if they do not support Britishers in the World War, and if the Britishers, if they lose the war, it may happen that we would become the colony of Japan in future, and that would be again such a long freedom struggle we have already, we are going through against the Britishers, and again we have to plan. So this made the Indians to support Britishers in the Second World War, but at the same time Gandhiji began his third mass movement, that was the Quit India movement, which means Britishers should leave India as soon as possible, and during this movement the slogan of do or die was also raised. This was genuinely a mass movement because all the sections of the Indian society, they were involved in it. Do you know that the students, they left their colleges and better they preferred to go to the jail. Even Gandhiji was put to jail, and by 1944 when the World War was just in its last stage, Gandhiji was arrested, and meanwhile Muhammad Ali Jinnah, he was very active in the provinces of Punjab and Sindh. to popularize his ideas and to organize the people in his favor. When Mahatma Gandhi was released in 1944, Mahatma Gandhi again began to campaign. Meanwhile, there were elections in England. Labour Party came to power. When there is class lecture, many students, they ask me that who was responsible for giving independence to India. In fact, students, there were certain circumstances, certain situations that were created at that time, and that proved very beneficial for us, because Britishers, they were half of the Britain was destroyed during the Second World War. Anyway, when Labour Party came to the power, again there were talks between Muslim League and the Congress, something to be decided. Most of the leaders, even from Britain, they wanted that there should be a compromise between Hindus and Muslims, and maybe we would avoid the partition of the country. Do you notice something here, that Britishers themselves started divide and rule in India, but in the last stages, after the Second World War, they were not in favor of dividing the country. Why? Because they were suffering with their own problems in their own country, and in Britain, the common people, they were asking the government to look after their own country's development rather than going towards India and looking after their administration. So they were in hot waters now, and they wanted that there should be a compromise, but no compromise. There was strong communalism between both the communities, Hindus and Muslims, strong communalism. Nobody was in favor of compromising except Mahatma Gandhi and a few of his followers. So there were negotiations, but nothing came out. Negotiations were supported by Labour Party as well as Lord Wavell. Lord Wavell also proposed a plan. That plan also failed, because the plan suggested that we will provide a federal government to India, and in the federal government we will give both the communities their rights, but it was not accepted. Again in India there were provincial elections. In the provincial elections, Congress swept many seats, but remember that even the Muslim League swept many seats, and they were becoming popular, and Muhammad Ali Jinnah was propagating the people about the two-nation theory, about the formation of Pakistan. Why? As I discussed with you yesterday, that if India becomes independent and if Muslims are forced to live in India, the domination of the Hindus, because Hindus are in majority, their domination would submerge our culture. So like this, he was propagating this idea, the two-nation theory, and in 1946, a direct action was taken that India is to be divided into two parts. However, Cabinet Mission Plan was sent to India. This Cabinet Mission Plan also failed, because in this, it was clearly said that how can we make two nations out of one. Finally, when the Britishers, when the government of Britain, when they saw that nothing is coming out, finally Lord Mountbatten, he came with a proper plan to partition the country, and for this partition there were separate nations. India was to be divided into two parts, Hindustan and Pakistan, and there was declaration for a formal transfer of power in August 1946, a formal transfer of power, that is sovereignty, to India. And after that, on 15th August 1947, India was declared as an independent country. The President of the Constituent Assembly, because we all know that from 1944, there were procedures for the formation of Constituent Assembly to form a constitution for India, that was in progress. So the President of the Constituent Assembly, he very applausively, with a round applause, he declared Mahatma Gandhi to be the father of the nation. However, whatever functions were going on, whatever proceedings were going on, remember that Mahatma Gandhi did not participate in any of the function, in any of the celebration. He was very much hurt because he was not happy on the partition of the country. Instead, in his biography or in his other writings which Tendulkar and others have written, that Mahatma Gandhi during this period, he was either in hospitals, he was either in the refugee camps, serving the people, consoling the people, because partition was a turmoil, partition was a havoc. It was bloodshed. And even during this period, there was lots of riot, lots of bloodshed in Calcutta also. Mahatma Gandhi was not happy. These riots took place in the rural areas also. And we all know that partition was a holocaust. Many people were killed. So Gandhiji was in refugee camps, or he was in hospitals, consoling the people, serving the people, solving their problems. So this was about the Quit India. This was the last movement of Mahatma Gandhi. Tomorrow we will discuss a sense of collective belonging. We will discuss a very interesting topic about India, that is the culture of India, about the different allegories, about the icons and symbols, and which were adopted to prepare people for a collective belonging and to bring a feeling of unity among them. Till then, it is a very goodbye from me.